thanks for tuning into today's video. We're going to have a look today at the Titleist Pro V1 range of golf balls. The latest one, the 2021 versions. We've got Pro V1, Pro V1x, and we've been really lucky enough to get the Pro V1x left dash for trial today. So the left dash, I believe, will be out in a few months to the public. At the moment, I think it's tour only. So I've been playing the Pro V1. I mean, I switch balls as like I switch clubs and switch my clothing, really. I mix it up a bit. But my favourite ball is the Pro V1. I like it because of the feel. I like it because of the short game control. And then I think it goes far enough for me. But I'm intrigued to see if the balls are different, you know, like if they actually are different and how different they are. So I've looked at 4 different categories today. I've just looked at purely putter feel. So I didn't get any Capto data or anything like that. I just hit a few putts. And basically what I found with the putting, you'll see that we took a little video of some putting earlier on. The Pro V1 has the softest feel by far, I think. And then the Pro V1x, and then the left dash feels quite firm. So that was just the putting. Now as far as the hitting goes, I've already done the test, but I looked at a three-quarter sandwich. So about, well, they turned out to be 66 meters, around that distance. My stock 7-iron, and then the driver that I used actually on Tuesday for the pre-Q, which is I used TSI 3, 10 degree, set on upright with Ventus Red 6S. So I just hit a few. I didn't hit heaps of balls. I hit sort of half a dozen with each, with the wedge, 7, the driver, and just got a bunch of data. Now, if you come in and have a look, we'll have a look at these golf balls here. The Pro V1 here, it's got the most dimples. It's got 388 dimples, you know, compared to say 348 in the Pro V1. So the dimples look slightly bigger. And then the left dash here, so let's put him over there. There's the left dash. It's only got 328 dimples, so slightly bigger dimple pattern. I kind of like the look of the Pro V1, to be honest. I mean, it's supposed to have, yeah, so there we have it. Here's the quad up here. This is what we're now using for our data. So we have the most accurate data in the world. So really the data that we're spitting out now in our videos is phenomenal. I'm really glad that we've jumped into quad from our previous machine. But basically each time, I don't know, like I'm no historian about golf balls, right? And each time I used to go to Club Pros, Titleist are always there, and they'd say, Greg, what would you like to play today? And I'd say, I don't know, you tell me. Give me the ball that kind of goes, you know, a little bit softer feel, and they'd say, okay, play Pro V1. Now it turns out the Pro V1 is designed for a lower launch, low driver spin, plenty of feel around the green. The Pro V1x goes higher, and I believe probably spins a little bit more. And then the left dash is designed to bring that flight down a little bit from Pro V1. So the player that likes to play Pro V1, it's designed to bring it down, the height, the spin down a little bit from Pro V1x, sorry. And then it's got a lot firmer feel as well. So, like I said, I've already hit the golf balls. We're going to have a look at the data. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of data here. I'll just quickly show you what we've got. There's Pro V1, Pro V1 left dash, Pro V1x. They're all pretty much on top of each other with little wedge shots, which is kind of half to be expected. Then moving into the 7 irons, we've got Pro V1, you know, all little draws. Pro V1 left dash, really tight actually. And then Pro V1x, little bit looser, I suppose. And then into the drivers, we've got Pro V1, which is kind of poor. Anyway, such is life. We've got left dash, and then we've got X, which are all a little bit left of center. But looking at just the pure data, let's go down to the wedge. So the average distance, we've got X up the top there, left dash and Pro V1, and I can get all the averages in there. So 67.4 for X, 67.4 for left dash, and 66.9. So that's comparable data. Now, spin rates, Pro V1 8616, Pro V1X 8869, and left dash 8303. So the Pro V1X spun the most. Okay. Now the next column is peak meters. 15 on the X, 16 on the left dash, and 15 on the Pro V1. So there wasn't a lot of difference in height, nor in land angle. 46.2, 46.5, 47.2. So probably the left dash actually went slightly higher and came down a little bit more vertical with less spin on the wedge. That's what I take from that. It took off slightly higher too, at 1 degree higher than the others. So extremely accurate data there. I like the figures of the Pro V1 or the Pro V1X for me, just that little bit more spin with a wedge. Now we go to the 7 iron. Okay, we got the 7X, we got the 7 left dash, and we got the 7 Pro V1. Again, look at ball speeds, 113, 113, 112.7, like all the same. Peak heights are all 31. This time, the left dash came in a smidge flatter at just under 49, but you're really splitting hairs here. The one thing that I did notice was that the left dash went a little further, only 5,000 spin. More spin on the Pro V1X, 5516, and 5307 on the Pro V1. So that's interesting as well. Similar spin numbers, like we get the most out of the X, most spin out of the X. We get least spin out of the left dash, actually. And then the Pro V1 is kind of in the middle. So either way there, really similar numbers. Again, really similar. Even launch, which is the second column, 21, 21, 21. Like they're all launching the same for me. Same peak heights. So, and then we look at driver, and driver I probably didn't hit great, right? And there's a bit of, it wasn't ideal, put it that way. I hit a couple of the Pro V1s way up in the air, particularly shot 41, went 41 meters high. So that brought that average to 36 meters. So the Pro V1 is definitely going higher and coming down quite steep for a carrier 227 with 2660 spin, which was the most spin. But I did have one, that like there's a discrepancy of 1870 to 3149. So a little bit all over the place for me, I'd say. Left dash probably produced, left dash flew quite high at 34 meters. Pro V1X, the average was 31. at 2591, 227 carry, 232 left dash. So, you know, it's really hard for me to say much more than, you know, the left dash seems to be pretty low spin comparatively to the others. Coming in a little flatter there in the driver, and then the left dash comes in the flattest with the 7-iron, and then with the wedge it comes in the steepest because of, you know, that little less spin and that little higher launch. So very interesting data there, that's for sure. But quite, the left dash was very consistent, a little bit higher ball speed, you know, resulted in a few more meters length. Probably a little bit better flight actually. The others are a little bit balloony today. So there you have it. All right, so a good look at those numbers. And it's hard to split what's the best ball. You've got to consider, I like to consider around the greens first. And I also like to consider driver, you know, like those two aspects are really, really important. Around the greens, the feel for the Pro V1 I love. The Pro V1x may be a little bit too much spin on the wedges for me, on those short shots. So I like, again, the Pro V1 in that, you know, that spun sort of in the middle. The left dash was definitely the lowest spinning ball to me. That spun the least. So a great ball, if you like a firm feel, then the left dash is probably the one for you. A little bit lower flight and feel. Now, with the driver, I probably didn't hit enough. And I know that in my current setup, Pro V1, Ventus Red, TSI 3 can get a little spinny, but it's very in control, put it that way. So I don't mind. I've been using a different driver combination, but with the same ball, and I was actually looking for a little bit more spin and control. So that's why I've gone with the combination that I have. So the launch on the drive was interesting. It was pretty high with the Pro V1, and then it come a lot lower with the X, and it's not supposed to be the case, but I just think it's the way that I've reacted to the shots, and had a little sneaky look at the data in the middle and just try to hit the ball more forward than up. I've been working on hitting the ball up a lot, but I think, you know, with that driver combination, it may not make any sense, right? But I've got to get my body more forward to get it to go forward rather than backing in behind it and trying to hit up in the air. But I would say, you know, once that left dash comes out, it's really impressive data. Low spin, lower launch, firmer feel. So certainly worth a look. And it just goes to show that, you know, there's a ball out there for everybody. You can choose a different ball to do a different thing. Even on a different day, you want more carry, or if you want, you know, more stopping power, or whatever it might be for whatever reason. You can certainly switch balls, and it makes a huge difference to the numbers that you get, as you can see there. I mean, not huge differences, but subtle differences, which make huge differences to results, I should say. Okay, so you know, there's no wonder the Titleist is the number one ball in the world, used by, I don't know, probably 70 or 80% of golf pros would use a Titleist ball. Fabulous ball. Thank you again to the mystery person that sent me the left dash balls to try. Definitely great. Definitely not for me. I think, you know, probably too low a spin, particularly around the greens in that firm feel. It wasn't for me. But anyway, get out there, have a look at them. And if you've got any questions, let us know. Thanks. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure you click on like and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see, and we'll see you in the next video.